is getting worse. Or that in another poll, 61% said recent price increases had caused financial hardship for them or their household. And Mr. President, let's be very clear. This is not a random situation that just happened to occur on the President's watch. The President bears direct responsibility for this inflation crisis, which was...
Money do you need to actually implement the plan? I too am a little troubled by some of the political rhetoric around the IRS, given particularly the checkered history of the IRS and targeting certain taxpayers that you're all too familiar with as a result of your coming in after the Lois Lerner affair and the targeting of certain taxpayers. But the President said we're not going to collect taxes from people making under $400,000 a year. Actually, he didn't.
Was released. And although the future for the Social Security benefits are in jeopardy, some lawmakers are not looking to save Americans' hard-earned benefits, but give recipients an additional $200 per month. Introduced by Democratic Representatives Peter DeFazio and Bernie Sanders, this expansion act for Social Security will give beneficiaries 12% more each month, which is $200 a month, or around $2,400 stimulus checks. The bill would boost benefits for some earners currently earning above $147,000 are not subjected to Social Security taxes, but the bill would change it so all earnings at or above $250,000 are taxed. Lawmakers said more than 90% of households will not see a change in how their income is taxed and will not be raised. It's projected that Americans will stop receiving their full Social Security benefits in 2035 if the lawmakers don't act, according to a report released by Social Security and Medicare trustees. Folks, the massive climate change and healthcare bill was finally passed by Democrats this past weekend. IRS is set to receive nearly $80 billion through this act, and the agency has the means to develop the new systems to help Americans pay their taxes. However, several hurdles stand in the way. There's also pushback from commercial tax preparation companies, which question whether Americans want the IRS to prepare their taxes. This is another bill that includes a provision that allocates $15 million to the IRS to make plans for a free, direct e-file tax return system. Those plans would have also to be developed within 9 months and will be included in the cost estimates for creating and administering a system. They would also require public input, and so far Senate Democrat Elizabeth Warren resubmitted a bill called the Tax Filing Simplification Act. It would require the IRS to create its own free online tax filing service and move away its partnership with private tax preparation companies. Warren told reporters Americans spend too much money to file the taxes. Spend too much time and money to file their taxes. The IRS should adopt these proposals to help millions of people file taxes and claim refunds.
Supports extension. We would love to see Congress enact that. It's made a huge difference to inequality. It was a very important initiative. I feel very proud. I appreciate your comments. I feel very proud of the work that Treasury and particularly the IRS was able to do to get this money out and to do everything we possibly could to ensure that non-filers.
We have bad news. This year's big COLA increase in Social Security monthly benefits is falling short for the millions of people that are relying on these payments. And that's because for the past 2 months, the biggest increase in Social Security benefits has been for decades been delivering much needed breathing room. Much needed breathing room for the past couple of months for the seniors, because nearly all of the survey respondents of a Social Security poll say that they don't think this year's sizable bump will give them a chance to get their feet on the ground again and catch up. So that's not good. Furthermore, they worry that monthly checks may be sent out this year, and many lawmakers in the House have just learned about to propose a bill that will restore the improved and expanded monthly child tax credit payments. It would cost billions of dollars and would send Americans relief checks every month. It already has provided bipartisan support, and also a group of House representatives have just introduced the American Families Act, which will actually be a bill that would make the previously expanded and improved multi-child tax credit permanent. And during the crisis, the American Rescue Plan Act provided relief for American families through a series of payments and credits. One of those was a supercharged version of the child tax credit. And beginning in July of 2021, the IRS began distributing nearly $93 billion in advance child tax credit payments to families. Those are paper checks or direct deposits that appeared each month. And the payments were equal to 50% of the child tax credit estimated to be families and available to the families. Based on information reported on their federal income tax return, eligible families who did not receive the advance payments or didn't receive enough can claim the full credit on their 2021 tax return during the tax filing season. Mailing the payments in monthly installments wasn't the only change, and the credit was also bigger and fully refundable to qualifying taxpayers, and it means that you could receive the advanced child tax credit payment even if you did not owe any taxes. It has reached more than 61 million children, and studies suggest that it made a tremendous impact. A 2022 paper from the American Medical Association noted that children in the United States are more likely to live in poverty than any other age group. Before the crisis, over 10 million children in the United States lived in poverty. One of the highest child poverty rates among high-income countries. About half of all children living in poverty are living in what's called extreme poverty, defined as a household with an annual income of $13,000 or less. Now, the move was met with enthusiasm to expand a bill that would help them out. There does appear to be bipartisan support for making changes to the child tax credit, and various proposals have been floated by the GOP senators. But so far, House Republican leaders are hoping to pass a rule to set up floor votes on a bill to constrain the government's ability to regulate gas stoves. But the lawmakers saw their efforts fail after the House Freedom Caucus members joined Democrats in opposing the rule. The final vote of the rule was 206-220. A dozen Republicans opposed the rule. The 12th vote voted against the rule cast by House Majority Leader Stephen Scalise. So folks, I hope that President Biden can do more for the people in sending out stimulus payments.
Passport into the city, appreciate it very much. And I want to thank everyone in Rocky Mountain City Council, Nash County, Edgecombe County, and they're here today because we believe in you, all the students here. We're proud of you, and that's not hyperbole. Great things are ahead of you, and there are a lot of training you're going to be getting. But you know, Jill, my wife, has taught in community college now for some years, and she has her doctorate as a professor there. And she has an expression, she says that, you know, community colleges are the best kept secret in America. And then she goes on to say, and she's right, that any country that out-educates us will out-compete us. Any country that out-educates us will out-compete us. And we're in an incredible competition worldwide, economically, politically, and militarily. And you know, this best kept secret is not being kept secret much anymore.